The British began building massive amounts of infrastructure, all of it designed to extract and export resources rather than serve the locals or develop the nation in any broad, long-term way. They built railways for the sole purpose of moving cash crops. They grew coastal port cities as commercial hubs. The British turned the southern region into a large urban and commercial center. As for the agrarian north, there was little economic incentive for its development, so the British essentially didn't bother. For years, British missionaries had been providing English Christian education in Nigeria. This education really only existed so the Nigerian colony could produce people to work in clerical and administrative roles within the British Empire. Still, it was the only way for Nigerians to advance their place in society. But after amalgamation, the British worried that building their Christian schools in the Muslim north would disturb their indirect rule by spreading Christianity to the region. So the British did not provide education for the northern Muslims. What few schools they did construct in the north were poorly attended. The Muslim leaders did not want their people receiving explicitly Christian education. This, of course, created a huge gap between the development of the north and south regions, a gap that in fact still exists today. Furthermore, post-amalgamation, government staffing and the elite classes became dominated by educated southern Nigerians who advocated almost exclusively for southern interests. Aside from the tangible development gap, this unequal education created a deep resentment towards Southerners from northern Muslims. Amalgamation also deepened regional and ethnic political blocs rather than creating a national political identity. Nigeria's later political parties would indeed form along the exact regional lines that the British maintained for 46 years, rather than uniting around any ideologies or policies. Over the following decades, the South was divided again into two regions, and so post-amalgamation, Nigeria functioned more or less as three vastly unequal societies, all of which felt a deep distrust towards one another. These societies all had different religions, different forms of government, and most importantly, a huge British-created gap in education and opportunity. This was all in the context of them being forced to exist as a nation and compete over the same very limited resources and political power.